Hello everybody, this is your host as usual, Vic, and today I have been informed, well not today I was informed a while ago, but today I'm officially announcing that I am joining Yellow Jello's fall song jam. It's not a contest, it's not a competition, but I am competing with myself because if I don't like what I make, then I lose. Anyways, what it is, it's just a fun little way for artists to get together and just submit a song just to give a little bit of challenge to yourself to be more creative. And for me, I'm doing this just because reviewing a lot of clones in a row does eventually start turning into a drag. So this isn't going to affect normal upload schedule. I just wanted to do something different. So I got my first setup ready for about probably 1 to 2 tracks, maybe 3 if I can squeeze one more in. But this is essentially going to be for the guitar and the bass line, and then also part of the vocals if I end up keeping the vocals, but we'll see. So let me start from the bottom here. So starting down here, we have the Digitech Whammy DT. So it's a drop tuner and also a whammy, which is really cool because then I can just do my little momentary switches here, which works very well. Or I can do the whammy, or I can also just momentary drop tune, or do a full drop tune if I want to. And that's going to come up here and then feed into the beautiful noise effects when the sun explodes, which that feeds into my Boss line selector LS2, which line A will go and feed into a Behringer Centaur, line B will feed into a Behringer Centaur, and both of those come out and then feed into a Behringer ring modulator depending on how I mix them. And of course, like, you don't see power yet because I'm still working. Like, I still got to set up the power for a lot of things yet because I'm not done. I just paused in the middle setting all this up just so I can do a quick video and announce before I do a ton of stuff and get too tired to actually record some. So the power's still being set up, but most of the cables are in for now. But from the Behringer ring mod, that's going to come over here and then feed into the plasma pedal, and then the plasma pedal will go and feed into the Venikava filter, which feeds to the source audio artifact, which feeds into the Alexander Pell syntax error, which then will feed into the Death by Audio crossover fuzz, as that's really good. And then that comes up over here, so following the cable, it will follow this way and then comes into the final signal effects chain that I have for the guitar, which will be the source audio Ventress dual reverb, because you can actually stack two reverbs at the same time, which is like really nice. And then the Nemesis delay, which I can do a good delay on, and then finally to the Harmonist by Boss, which will then feed down to the mixer after I convert that to stereo. And then if we come over here to the signal chain for vocals, I really like using the Roland DT4 because it converts an XLR to stereo, so that I can use a lot of pedals with it. And even though it has a good amount of effects, I like using pedals. So that's going to feed to the Death by Audio rooms, it's into a Boss slicer, and then down to the mixer. And here we have my Keystep Pro, which is going to be the MIDI controller for my Behringer Pro 800 and Behringer Wasp, which I'm going to combine those together into a output so that can work in turns, sort of like my I want to get like a good bass line out of this. I think this would be good for a bass line, combining these two and layering them. And then from there we move down to so those two are going to feed into the Octatrack here for tracks C and D. And the Octatrack's sort of like my brains for everything for like a final mixdown performance. And then tracks A and B are going to be from the Digitone 2, as I can get a lot of sounds out of it. I don't know if I'm going to keep this fully, but there's a lot of sounds I can work in it to see what I can do with it. But again, this is only like the first couple tracks. I'm going to be working a lot more sensitively. I'm going to sample my Parcon some. I'm going to sample my MS-20 some. I'm probably going to also, I might do some textures on the Poly and Synth. Not sure yet. We're going to see how that all stacks out. But this isn't all the stuff. This is just for the first couple of tracks. But that's going to come over here and then feed into the analog heat and effects, which those are going to come up and then feed into the Chroma console. And then the left mix, I'm going to feed into the Apocalypse. The right mix, I think I might just do another ring mod. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how that shakes out. But that's about my setup for these first couple tracks. I will not take questions, but if anyone wants to thank Mike for referring me to this competition, you can go ahead and see his channel linked in the description. You can also see the not competition, you can also see the challenge host channel, which I have tagged them both in the description. But thanks for inviting me, Mike. And once again, this isn't going to affect any of the normal upload schedule. There's still going to be 2 videos a week plus the Monday deals. Oh, which, yeah. But this is going to be a little bit of a change of pace for me, just because I wanted a little bit of different video to record to give myself, and I will be doing progress updates of this, of what I've been working on, and we'll see how everything else shakes out with this. But thanks for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe to follow this progress. I'm going to go ahead and make this a playlist too, so everyone can see all the progress is in the same spot. But this has been your host, Vic. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.